parashat Behar, and very important parasha. Let me move a little bit to here, so it will be more better. I think it will be better from here. And we know parashat Behar, Har means mountain, or Mount Sinai. So the famous question is, "Ma'inyan Shmita le'ar Sinai?" What's the idea of Shmita? Shmita meaning when the land is resting. The way it go, there is two questions about the land being resting. How are you going to eat? I mean, if the 7th year you don't work the land, what are you going to eat for the 8 years? Because the amount of wheat and barley that you have to grow, corn from the field, and it's only this law is only in Israel, it's not outside of Israel, because Israel have an additional energy, being the Malchut of the world, Jerusalem being the Malchut of Malchut. We are talking about the source of everything is there. So that's why every 7 years you have to do a Shmita. Shmita meaning that you're not working the land anymore. You can't work the land. So basically the 6th year has to be good enough for 2 years. Because in the 7 years you're not allowed to plant any seed. So when the 8 years arrive, you have no food. So what do? So there is two answers for that. One answer, that the product of the 6th year, it's so good that it creates satiation, creates fulfillment, physical fulfillment, that you don't need that much. Second answer, the 6th year will have so much food that will be enough for 2 years. So basically here we're talking about trust, emunah. So again, what's the point of that to call the parashah Behar, Mount Sinai? Because what exactly happened on Mount Sinai? What exactly took place on Mount Sinai? Well, what took place in Mount Sinai is freedom. It's freedom. Freedom from the angel of death. That's what we celebrate in Shavuot, the freedom from the angel of death. What is Shmita? Is to give freedom for the land, for the ground. When you give freedom for the land, it's the same you give freedom for the body. I'm not talking about freedom as we call freedom. Freedom means my commitment, my desire, and my ability to control my subconscious mind, that I'm not going after what I want now, what fulfilling me now. Freedom is to commit to myself that I will say no to what create limitation in my life. That's a true freedom. Unfortunately, many people think of freedom as getting what I want, but that's not freedom. All right? So when we look at the portion Behar, and the Zohar of portion Behar, that's what I meant to say. It's mostly talk about that concept of getting out of slavery, getting out of a concept where I'm addicted to. So the whole week of Behar, this week and specifically, we are in the Sphira of Hod, one Sphira of Hod, from the Sfirat HaOmer. Okay? We understand that this is a very important week, because Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai left this world in this week. So what does Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai represent? He passed away, or he left this world in Hod Shebehod. We know from the Sfirot point of view, if we look at the Sfira of Hod, and we counting it as if the beginning of Zeir Anpin is Keter, so Chesed will be Keter, Gvura will be Chochmah, Tiferet will be Bina, and then Netzach Ve'od will be Zeir Anpin and Malchut. So Hod is Malchut in a way if you're counting it from Zeir Anpin point of view. So if Rabbi Shimon left this world in Hod Shebehod, meaning that's the Malchut. So he is controlling the Malchut. So the whole parasha is about how to control Malchut, how to gain your real freedom, how to overcome whatever caused you to be a slave. That's really what it's all about. So for that reason, it is a very important parasha, Behar. and it's always around the Hilula of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So, I would like to read to you a section which is a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. I will do the best I can to explain it in the best way I can. And we take it from there. It's not going to be a long lecture, hopefully. So it starts like this. I'm reading from verse 75 in Zohar Asula. Ki li bni Israel avadim. Said, tell us the Zohar, take a verse. Okay? From Yitro, when the Israelites received the Torah, you see how it's related to Har Sinai and everything, that the Israelites are my servant, are my slave. What does that mean? Tell us the Zohar. Mitzvah, it's a mitzvah, it's a precept, it's a good thing. לעבוד בכל מיני עבודה במקדש. To work a different type of job within the temple. Today we don't have temple, so we have a synagogue instead. ולחוץ במקדש בכל העשיות הנקראות עבודה. Or outside of the temple, or outside of the holy temple, with different type of job that we call them work. Now we have the definition of work. You want to know what's called work? Every work which is outside the temple. What is the work that the Zohar relates to? Tell us the Zohar. The Ayinu betfilah. We pray. ולהשתדל אחר מצוות התורה, and to chase the mitzvah of the Torah, שהכל נקרא עבודה. Because the mitzvot of the Torah and the pray, we call them עבודה, work. כעבד המשתדל אחר אדונו לכל מה שצריך. Like a person, or like a servant. Servant, he used the word servant, like a servant that chasing his master, whatever the master needs. משום שקרא את ישראל עבדים, because God called the Jew or the Israelite slave, שכתוב כי לי בנה ישראל עבדים, עבדים הם. And God said about the Jew, about the Israelite, they are my servant. מהו הטעם? What's the idea? שם עבדים. What's the idea that they are the slave? משום שכתוב, שרוצאתי אותם מארץ מצרים. You want to know why they are my slave? Because I am the one who get them out of Egypt. משום זה כתוב לאחר כך, בעשרת הדיברות, so when it comes to the 10 commandments, it say, I am God, אנוכי השם, אלוקיך, your master, אשר הוצאתיך מארץ מצרים, and I get you out of Egypt. לעבוד לא כעבד העובד לאדונו. To worship like a servant that worship his master. שגאל אותנו מן המוות, that he redeemed me from death. וגאל אותנו בכל הרעות שבעולם, and he redeemed me from all the negativity that exists in the world. That's beautiful, that's motivating, that's like a musar, like Jewish morality. But what does that mean? פירוש. עבד. What is עבד? What is a servant? עבד הוא סוד המתקן אורות החוכמה שבשמאל. What is a עבד? עבד mean a person who's correcting the light of wisdom that comes from the left column. What is light of wisdom that comes from the left column? Meaning that the light of wisdom cannot be shine all the way down after the tzimtzum. It cannot be shine. We have to restrict it. כי בסביבת חטאו של אדם הראשון, because of the sin of Adam in the Garden of Eden, ירדו האורות והכלים דהרת החוכמה, the light and the vessel, the drawing the light of wisdom that was forbidden for us to do it here, after the sin. Before the sin, it was okay. It was a light that the Creator wanted to give us. But after the sin, the light and the vessel that contained the light and drawing the light down fell. Where did they fall? To a place called Klipat Mitzrayim, the shell of Egypt. Because Egypt is not just a place. Egypt is more like a concept. Mitzrayim comes from the word tsar. Tsar means narrow. Narrow means that you're thinking about in a narrow mind just about yourself. So that was the place of Egypt. So because Adam sinned, what drew the light of wisdom, which is the vessel that drew the light of wisdom, and the light of wisdom itself, fell down to Egypt. שבצד זה ועזור, רכו ישראל להיות עבדים בארץ מצרים. For that reason, the Israelites, or the Jewish people, or the Hebrew people, whatever you will call them, had to be a slave in Egypt. They went to 3 stages. Al Biurim Elu the small. They had to go to 3 stages to do shifting for the vessel of the left column of Chokhmah and for the light of wisdom, which is the essence of the light that came all the way down. When they finished the tikkun of the left column, Matan Torah. What is Matan Torah? The day that God gave them the Torah. When is it? Shavuot. סוד נשמה חיה יחידה, דהרת השמאל. שפירוש תיקון השמאל, משיב, לא רואה שרוצים להתקן ארץ. בינתיים, היינו שהוצאים בהם את הניצוצים והכלים דהרת החוכמה שבשמאל. So when it say that God took the Israelite, the Jew, out of Egypt, what does that mean? It took the ניצוצים, the spark, הכלים, the vessel, דהרת החוכמה שבשמאל. The spark fell down, and also the vessel that drawing the light that fell down. For that reason, if you remember, when God said to the Israelite, go borrow and take from all your Egyptian neighbors different pots, different vessels. If they don't talk about physical vessel, they talk about that vessel of Chokhmah, you gotta take it back because it fell down, it don't belong to them. They are using to draw the light of wisdom, but they are the wrong people to use it because that came from Adam. And you, the Israelite, that's your job, that's your mission in life to do that. וזה שאמרנו בגיל כך כי אנוכי, השם לוקח אשר הוצאתי אותך מארץ מצרים. For that reason we repeat everywhere, I am your God that gets you out of Egypt, שהוא סוד ההמשך של גילוי התיקונים בשמאל. Because that's the whole idea of fixing the left column that relate to the concept called Eved, a servant. כנגד זה, equal to that, or different than that, יש בחינת בן. There is a level called Ben. Ben means a son. There's a difference between a slave and a son. הנמשך מקו אמצעי. A son comes from center column. Let's understand it. בשני אופנים נקראים ישראל הקדוש ברוך הוא. So sometimes you call the Israelite servant, sometimes you call the Israelite sons, children. שכתוב בנים אתם להשם לא כן. Many times say you are the children of God. כי בזמן שאדם יודע את הקדוש ברוך הוא, when a person knowing God, knowing, not believing, knowing God, נקרא עבד שעושה מצוות אדונו. Then he's a servant who's doing whatever the master asks him. But he don't have the permission to look into the secret. Tell us the Zohar. But when he know God more to the details, then he becomes the son, the beloved son. And for that reason, he's allowed to go in all the secret of his father. We need to go deep into it, according to Rav Ashlag. פירוש, העבד, the servant, ממשיך רק מהרד השמאל. He's only can draw from the left column of holiness. שהיא מתוקנת להאיר רק במטה למעלה. That type of light can only shine from below to above. What is below to above? Chasadim. Chasadim meaning it has to have an aspect of giving. If you just draw light from above to below to yourself, it's going to hurt you. בסוד אור נקבה ווו קצוות. דהיינו בלי שום עשייה. So if you draw that type of light, it will be light of the female without any action. זה בזמן דאדם בארנק לקדוש ברוך כלל. וממטה למעלה. And it will be from below to above. כערך כקראי עבד ולהתלה רשו לך בצו הקדוש ובחזית ביתה. כתוב בבחינת אור נקבה שעשו לו כל עשייה. And if it's called a female light, like from below to above, then you cannot go to the secret of the master. But if you are the son, or the child, that's when you connect to the center column. מבחינת החסדים שלו, שהוא סוד אור הזכר מושפע מלמעלה למטה. Now, when you had chasadim, when you had mercy into it, you are the son. The son cares for his father. It's not like a servant doesn't care for his master. The servant is care for the money, he's going to get paid when he cares for the master. So it's a little bit different than the one a son who care for the master. If you're just a servant, you care for yourself. Yes, you serve your rabbi, you do wonderful thing, but you're only thinking about what's the reward will be. When you are the son or you are the child, it's not just that you care for what you're going to get, you actually care for the person you care about. So you say, מבחינת החסדים שלו שעושות אור הזכר מושפע מלבן למטה, שיש שם גר, ובחינת עשייה, לחפש בגניזם שלו. So there is already gar here, there is already גימל הראשונות, כתר חומה בינה. So that's why you're allowed to look into the secret. Because you have a center column. להיות אור הזכר זה גר מושפעים מלמעלה למטה, זה בו עשייה וחיפוש בגניזם מעלה. So again, repeat it. When you're a servant, the light that you revealed cannot be revealed alone. Because you're supposed to conceal that light of wisdom and you only can push from below up. So that's why spiritually you cannot dig in to the secret of the king. But when you are a son, of course you can. ואף על פי שנקרא בן בכור לקדוש ברוך הוא, בני בכור ישראל, אל יוציא את עצמו כלל אבן. Tell us, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, so beautiful, especially before the Hilula, telling us, even you're already a son to God, meaning you're already in that level that you have all the sfirot and all the chasadim and all the chokhmah that needed, do not take yourself outside of the concept of being a servant. שיעבוד לאביו בכל העבודות שם כבוד אביו. To worship your father with everything that is possible. And say, Father, I hope you understand it, meet God. וכך צריך כל אדם שיהיה אצל אביו. Every person need to be next to his father. בן לחפש בנסתרות שלו. Be like a son to look for what's concealed. ולדעת סודות בתור, and to know what's the secret of your father. ולהשתדל לכם, and to try to do the best you can. But also be like a servant. And what does that mean? סוד הדבר, the secret. שתי מדרגות, there is two levels. אין למעלה, שאדם צריך להתעטר בהם, ואין בסוד האמונה ואין אחת. אחד הוא סוד עבד, one is the secret of a servant, one is the secret called son. And again, if women are listening to me and ask why I say son and not daughter, it's a code. It's a code, okay? I want to make sure it's clear. מדרגת עבד הזה שלמעלה, נקרא אדון על כל הארץ, שהוא סוד מלכות שבה מתגלה הערת החומה שבשמאל. When you are a servant, you are revealed as a servant as a doing positive thing. Not servant as you are a slave to your addiction or to yourself. שעושות המלכות שבה מתגלה הערת החוכמה שבשמאל, בסוד אור נקבה. When you are a servant, you reveal the light of wisdom of a left column. But when you are a son, מדרגת הבן שמעלה הוא כמו שבא בני בכור ישראל, שהוא סוד זעיר אנפין, שהוא בן לאבא ואמא אליהן שם נקרא ישראל, סוד אור הזכר, הכל סוד אחד של האמונה. לא מדרגות בן ועבד שלמעלה, וסוד האמונה. So a person has to mix both levels together, whatever it is, a servant or a son. Pirush, explanation. The person here asks, צריך לקבל תחילה בחינת עבד. First, the way we begin our spiritual journey, we have to be like a servant. שהוא סוד הערת החוכמה. Now, we're not talking in a term of servant because that's not Kabbalah. I mean, that's beginner Kabbalah for laymen. But if you want to go a little bit deeper Kabbalah, you need to understand what means servant. Servant means הערת חוכמה מן המלכות. Light of wisdom from the מלכות. שנקראת אדון על כל הארץ. ואחרי שמקבל חסדים, מזעיר אנפין, now when you're receiving chasadim, when you use the light of mercy from זעיר אנפין, then you become a son for אבא ואמא. חוכמה אין בינה יפרוש. הם יוצאים מבחינת אורות הזכר. אין לו מבחינת גר. אבל אם אין בו מדרגת עבד, אלא מדרגת חסדים בלבד. If you only have mercy, meaning if you start worship as a son, which is only mercy, then it will be only חסד גבורת תפארת נצח עוד יסוד, without the God, without the כתר חומה בינה. וגם כלל מדרגת בן, then you're not going to be a son. But if you already complete the light of wisdom from a servant point of view, מן המלכות, אל תחשב לחסד מבחינת גר. Then the light of mercy turn everything to God, to גימל ראשונות. meaning כתר חומה בינה. כי על כן נבחנת המלכות שהוא פתח להיכנס לזעיר אנפין. So מלכות will give you an entrance to go to the זעיר אנפין. You know, without Malchut you cannot go in. But first you have to do the work Malchut is doing, which is left column, which is the light of wisdom. Do that job, which is called servant, and then you climb into a ben. זה שלום עבודת עם מלטרים, גדרים, דרגים, אחד החזת ואחד החזת הבן, צריך בנת לטטרה. שצריך להתעטר בשניהם, ואם לא, אינם מבחינת גר כלל. כי החסדים, ורבים בלי חוכמה, דבר אנחנו דבר קצוות. So, you cannot do one without the other. You have to do first the light of wisdom, which is coming from Malchut, because Malchut is the angel that draws the light of wisdom. And then you can add the Chasadim. Otherwise, both of them will be Vav Tzavot. It is a continuation to that, but I feel it was deep enough for everybody. This parashah is very, very powerful. I hope that 10 minutes I share with you was helpful. And if not, please let me know that if I can help you in any way. Thank you.